Be me, 29F, creative director at Aether, a digital experience agency in Austin. Masters in media semiotics, minor in gender studies, obviously. Been at Aether for 3 years, climbed the ladder fast. The agency is a tech chic hellscape. Converted industrial warehouse on the east side. Polished concrete floors that amplify every footstep. $2,000 Herman Miller chairs that nobody knows how to adjust properly. Kitchen stocked with kombucha on tap, local cold brew, and 4 different types of ethically sourced oat milk. I run the vision team, branding, narrative, aesthetic strategy, the soul of the projects. My team is all women, highly educated, very stylish, very aware of power dynamics and linguistic violence. We have a Slack channel called The Coven, where we critique the outfits of the sales team. Then there is the build team, development and engineering. Located in the engine room, a glass-walled section at the back of the office, 90% men, mostly guys in their late 20s or early 30s. Hoodies, Patagonias, noise-cancelling headphones, mechanical keyboards that sound like machine gun fire. They are the talent that actually builds what we sell. But I've always viewed them as the help. They are the plumbers. I am the architect. There has always been friction. They have this annoying habit of grounding my ideas. I pitch a 4D immersive scroll. They talk about load times. I pitch infinite canvas. They talk about mobile memory limits. It feels like they are constantly clipping my wings. I consider myself a very progressive leader. I believe in radical empathy and holding space. But lately, I feel like the men in the office are taking up too much of that space. It's not overt harassment. Nothing HR could fire them for. It's the micro-interruptions, the way they finish my sentences, the way they offer solutions before I've finished explaining the problem. It drives me absolutely insane. I do have a couple feminist besties though. Maya, 32F, head of people and culture, my work wife. Scary smart. Can weaponize HR language like a sniper rifle. Sees patriarchy in the layout of the conference table. Sophie, 23F, junior designer, Gen Z. Very talented, very fragile. Uses therapy speak to describe minor inconveniences. She once cried because the printer was aggressive. The inciting incident. Tuesday morning, 10 a.m., kickoff meeting for Project Aurora. Client is a high-end wellness brand launching a smart mirror. This is a 6-figure retainer. I have the floor. I'm presenting the soul of the product. I've spent the weekend curating a mood board that is absolute fire. I'm talking about frictionless intimacy between the user and the mirror. I'm in a flow state, pacing the room, using my hands, I say. And when the user approaches, the mirror shouldn't just turn on. It should awaken. It should use the camera to detect their mood and adjust the lighting temperature instantly. I pause for effect, waiting for the nods of approval. Liam speaks up from the back. He doesn't raise his hand. He doesn't clear his throat. He just talks. The camera hardware on the prototype has a 2-second wake-up latency. We can't do instant mood detection without draining the battery. It has to be a manual touch to wake. The room stops. My flow is shattered. It feels like someone yanked the power cord out of my performance. I look at Liam. He's not even looking at me. He's looking at his iPad, checking specs. Jason nods next to him. Yeah, physics is a bitch. If we run the camera always on, the battery drains in an hour. Unless you want to plug it into the wall, which ruins the aesthetic. They are doing it again, hijacking the narrative with specs. I feel the heat rise up my neck. My hands curl into fists. Liam, I say, voice tight. We are in the dreaming phase right now. How about we focus on the big picture first instead of getting stuck on technicalities? Liam looks up. Calm expression, blinking slowly like a lizard. I'm not shutting it down. I'm just giving you the boundaries of the sandbox so you don't design something we can't build. I don't need boundaries right now, I snap. I need you to listen to the vision. When you jump in with latency and battery, you completely derail the emotional resonance of the pitch. Liam shrugs. Okay, just trying to save you a rewrite later. That comment, save you, like I'm a damsel in distress, like I'm a child playing make-believe and he's the adult. I finish the presentation, but the energy is gone. I rush through the rest of the slides. I sit down fuming. Maya shoots me a look across the table. A look that says, we need to handle this. The strategy lunch. We go to the vegan taco spot down the street. Me, Maya, Sophie. I'm venting, tearing my jackfruit taco apart with a fork. It's the entitlement, I say. He thinks his technical knowledge trumps my creative direction. He didn't even apologize. He just shrugged. Sophie looks traumatized. It was literally verbal violence. He just cut you off. It triggered my anxiety so bad. I felt unsafe just watching it. Like, does he not realize how much space he takes up? Maya sips her hibiscus tea. Her eyes are cold and calculating behind her designer frames. We can't make a rule against talking, Maya says. That looks like censorship. If we put it in writing, they can argue it. So what do we do? I ask. I can't deal with the constant interruptions. It's eroding my authority. We shift the culture, Maya says. We police the vibe. We make unsolicited advice socially expensive. Explain, I say. We frame his helpfulness as dominance, Maya says, leaning in. If he interrupts, we don't argue the point. We call out the behavior. We make it awkward. We make it cringe. We weaponize the ick. Like public shaming, like accountability. Maya smiles. We create an environment where the men are terrified to speak unless they are 100% sure they aren't stepping on toes. We make them second guess every syllable. We hatch the plan. No memos, no official policy changes that HR has to file. Just a relentless, coordinated campaign of social pressure. We are going to make the engine room afraid to breathe. The execution, day 1, Wednesday afternoon. I'm walking past Sophie's desk in the open plan area. Sophie is struggling with an After Effects render. She sighs loudly, putting her head in her hands. Liam is walking by to get coffee. He stops. He leans over her screen, pointing at the timeline. Oh, you have a frame rate mismatch. Change the comp to 24 FPS and it'll render fine. He reaches for her mouse, to show her. I swoop in like a hawk. Liam. I bark. The whole office freezes. Liam pulls his hand back like he touched a hot stove. What? I walk over, crossing my arms, standing tall. Did Sophie ask for your help? Liam looks confused. No, but I heard her sigh and I saw the error. So you assume she couldn't handle it? No, I just know the fix. Liam, I say, loud enough for the interns and the CEO to hear. Sophie is a professional designer. When you hover over her and grab her mouse, you are creating a massive pressure dynamic. It's incredibly condescending. It's savior mode. Liam blinks. He looks around the room. I was just trying to be helpful. Impact over intent. Maya chimes in from her office door, right on cue. Your intent was help. The impact was dominance. You're taking up her space. Liam turns red. He realizes everyone is watching. He realizes he is the villain in this scene. Okay, sorry. I'll let her figure it out. He walks away fast, head down. Sophie looks up at me. Thank you, she whispers. I felt so small when he did that. I got you, I say. I feel a rush of power. I didn't need a rule book. I just needed to shame him. The escalation. Over the next 2 weeks, we go hard. Every time a man speaks up in a meeting, I pause. I take a long, uncomfortable breath. I look at them like they just burped at a funeral. Jason, I'll say, keeping my voice terrifyingly calm. I feel like you're interrupting me to center your own voice right now. Can we let the creative team finish? Jason shuts up immediately. He shrinks into his chair. If they offer technical feedback, I shut it down. I don't need the how right now, I say. I don't need the logic. I need you to sit with the why. You're jumping to execution because you're uncomfortable with emotion. Maya pulls Liam into informal coaching sessions. She tells him that she's received multiple anonymous complaints about his aggressive tone. She tells him that his matter-of-fact delivery is perceived as hostile and exclusionary. She tells him to check his privilege before offering corrections. Liam comes out of these meetings looking pale and exhausted. He stops eating lunch in the kitchen. He starts wearing his headphones 24/7. The atmosphere in the office shifts. It becomes heavy, thick with unsaid things, but to me, it feels like peace. Month 1 ends. The change is palpable. The engine room has gone silent. It used to be a hub of noise, debates about crypto, Star Wars theories, laughter, the sound of nerds bonding. Now, silence, just typing. If I walk in there, nobody looks up. They are terrified of making eye contact. They are terrified that a hello might be interpreted as a microaggression. I walk into the break room to get coffee. Jason and Ben, the intern, are there. They are whispering about a video game. As soon as I walk in, they stop. Dead silence. Jason stares at the coffee machine like it's the most interesting thing in the world. I decide to be benevolent. I want to show them I'm a kind leader as long as they know their place. Hey guys, I say brightly, how's the beta coming along? Jason flinches. He looks at me, panic in his eyes. He looks at Ben, warning him not to speak. It's good. On schedule. Cool. Any cool features I should know about? Jason hesitates. He opens his mouth, then closes it. He remembers the shaming. He remembers the savior mode comment. No, he says flatly. Just the ticket items. Nothing new. He grabs his cup and leaves. Ben follows him like a puppy. I stand there alone. It feels weirdly cold. But I tell myself this is victory. They are finally learning to respect boundaries. They are finally learning that they don't own the room. The malicious compliance, social edition. It starts affecting the work. I'm working on a pitch for a tequila brand. I need a mock-up of a liquid fluid simulation. I send a request to the dev Slack channel. Hey guys, need a fluid sim for the tequila bottle. Make it look sexy and viscous. Go wild with it. Usually Liam would reply with 3 different options and a suggestion to use a specific physics engine. This time, one reply from Liam. Received. Please provide specific viscosity values, color hex codes, and duration in milliseconds. I frown. I type back, I don't know the values lol. Just use your eye. Trust your instincts. Liam replies, we do not wish to impose our aesthetic preferences on the vision team. Please provide specs to avoid misalignment. He is refusing to be creative. He is refusing to engage. He is acting like a robot because robots don't get called into HR. I have to spend 4 hours researching viscosity values on Google. I send them the numbers. They build exactly what I asked for. It looks terrible. It looks like motor oil. I storm into the engine room. This looks gross, I say to Liam. Why did you make it so dark? Liam turns his chair. He doesn't take his headphones off, just slides one ear cup back. His face is blank. I used the hex code you provided, and the viscosity value of 0.8. But you could see it looked bad. Why didn't you fix it? Liam looks at me. His eyes are dead. I didn't want to overstep. You were very specific. If I changed it, I would have been centering my own opinion. He turns back to his screen. I am furious, but I can't punish him. He followed my instructions perfectly. He followed the culture perfectly. He respected my space so hard he let me fail. Month 2, the social fabric of the agency is torn in half. The women hang out in the front, laughing and talking about horoscopes. The men hang out in the back, silent and grim. We used to do happy hours on Fridays. Everyone would go to the brewery next door. This Friday, I send the invite via Slack. Drinks at 5. Who's in? Maya and Sophie heart the message. Radio silence from the engine room. 5 p.m. comes. I watch the men pack up. They put on their backpacks. They walk out in a single file line. They don't say goodbye. They don't look at us. I catch Ben at the door. Hey Ben, you guys coming for a drink? Ben looks at Liam, who is waiting by the elevator. Ben looks terrified. No. We have a thing. A thing, like a work thing. No, just a thing. Bye. They leave. We go to the brewery. It's just us girls. We order a round of margaritas. We talk about how peaceful the office is. It's so much better, Sophie says. I feel like I can actually breathe without all that testosterone energy. Exactly, Maya says. We've decolonized the workspace. But after 2 drinks, the conversation stalls. We just complain about clients. It's boring. I check Instagram later that night. I see a story from a former employee who is friends with Jason. It's a video. They are at a karaoke bar. All the guys from the engine room are there. Liam is singing Mr. Brightside. He is laughing. He is high-fiving Jason. They look alive. They look happy. They look like a family that I am not allowed to visit. I feel a knot of jealousy in my stomach. I squash it down. I don't need their friendship. I need their submission. And I have it. The big one. Project Eclipse. This is the contract that makes or breaks the year. A massive cryptocurrency exchange wants a total rebrand and UX overhaul. Budget, $4 million. Timeline, aggressive. I am the lead. I have a vision for Eclipse. I want it to be the Apple of crypto. Simple, clean, no friction. I come up with a feature called One Tap Trade. No confirmation screens, no passwords, just biometric authentication and boom, trade executed. I hold a strategy meeting. Me, Maya, Liam, Jason. I present the one-tap concept. It's about trust, I say, pacing the room. We remove the barriers. We make spending money feel as easy as liking a photo. I look at Liam. I know, deep down, that this might be risky. I know crypto has security issues. I wait for him to push back. I wait for him to say, "What about security?" Liam looks at the whiteboard. He looks at Jason. Jason looks at his shoes. Nobody speaks. Liam just nods slowly. Okay, we can build the endpoints for that. I probe him. You don't think it's too risky? Liam meets my eyes. His expression is unreadable. It's a mask of polite indifference. You're the creative director. It's your vision. If you want zero friction, we will build zero friction. I don't want you to just agree with me, I say, testing him. I'm not just agreeing, he says. I'm listening. I'm holding space for your concept. He's using my language. He's weaponizing the therapy speak. I feel a chill. Okay, I say. Let's do it. The next month is a blur. We build the beta. The UI is gorgeous. The one-tap works perfectly. It's so fast. It's addictive. I present it to the client. The client CEO loves it. This is the future, he screams. Launch it. Launch it now. We go live. The launch party is in the office. We have champagne. The creative team is celebrating. The engine room is quiet. Liam and Jason are sitting at their desks, monitoring the servers. They aren't drinking. They look tense. No, not tense. Resigned. I walk over to Liam with a glass of champagne. Come on, Liam, we did it. Have a drink. Liam looks at the screen. He doesn't smile. I'm on call. I'll pass. You're such a downer, I laugh. Lighten up. We revolutionized the industry. We certainly did something, he mutters. The disaster. 48 hours post-launch. I'm sleeping. My phone rings. It's Gary, the agency owner. It's 3 a.m. Wake up. What? Gary? Open Twitter, now. I fumble for my phone. I open Twitter. Trending topic. Hashtag eclipse hack. My stomach drops through the floor. I click the hashtag. Thousands of tweets. Eclipse wallet drained. I clicked one link and lost $50K. There is no 2FA on this app? Are they insane? I read a tweet from a security researcher. The Eclipse app has a vulnerability in the one-tap feature. Because there is no confirmation step, bots are replaying the biometric token and draining wallets instantly. This is Security 101. Negligence. I throw up. I literally throw up. I drive to the office. It's 4 a.m. Gary is there. Liam is there. Jason is there. Gary is purple with rage. We lost $12 million of user funds in 6 hours, Gary whispers. The client is suing us for gross negligence. We are ruined. I turn to Liam. Why didn't you tell me? I scream. Liam turns his chair slowly. He looks tired, but mostly he looks bored. Tell you what, that it wasn't secure, that we needed 2FA. I thought about it, Liam says calmly. You thought about it and didn't say anything. The room goes silent. Liam stands up. Grace, do you remember the Project Aurora meeting? What? The one where I told you about the camera latency, and you told me I was shutting you down? I freeze. Do you remember the HR meeting? Liam continues, his voice steady, where Maya told me that my unsolicited technical corrections were a form of patriarchal dominance? Maya is standing in the corner, looking pale. I learned my lesson, Liam says. My job isn't to correct you. My job is to build what you ask for. You asked for zero friction. You asked for intimacy. Security is friction. I removed it. But people lost money, I cry. This is a crime. And if I had stopped you, Liam says, I would have been the toxic male engineer mansplaining security to the female director. I would have been creating a pressure dynamic. I chose to protect my peace. He picks up his backpack. I fixed the bug, by the way. I patched it an hour ago. But the money is gone. He looks at Gary. I quit. He looks at me. Good luck with the vision. He walks out. Jason stands up. Yeah, me too. The entire dev team stands up. They walk out, leaving me, Maya, and Gary in the silent, expensive office. The aftermath. Ether files for bankruptcy 2 weeks later. The lawsuit is absolute. Gary fires me and Maya for creating a hostile work environment that led to product failure. The irony is not lost on me. I pack my box. It takes 20 minutes. I have my succulents, my degree, and a "the future is female" mug. I walk through the office. The engine room is empty. The servers are off. I walk to the elevator. I press the button. I stand there waiting. I check my phone. I see a LinkedIn update from Liam. He has a new job, lead architect at a major cybersecurity firm. The post has 500 likes. Jason commented, "King behavior." I feel a sob building in my throat. I get in the elevator. I see my reflection in polished steel. I look professional. I look powerful. I look like a leader. But I'm just a woman standing in a box. I walk out to the parking lot. It's raining. I sit in my Tesla. I don't turn it on. I just sit there. I remember how annoyed I was when they interrupted me. I remember how much I hated their corrections. I realized that their interruptions were the only thing keeping the roof from collapsing, and I tore the roof down myself because I didn't like the noise. I drive home in silence. Just the sound of the rain and the knowledge that I will never be interrupted again.